Desires cannot be fulfilled. Desires can only be multiplied. In fact, it is the very satisfying of desires that creates more desires. The more we have it, the more we want it, the more you need it. So desiring for an outcome to fulfill us can only ever let us down. It cannot make us happy. It can only perpetuate our unhappiness. As the great Buddha once said, the end of desire is the end of sorrow. In the past, it only ever seemed like an outcome made us happy because we simply misinterpreted the reason for our happiness. Happiness actually comes from the collapsing of desire, not the fulfillment of it. Happiness is simply the state of pure being, or as Buddha called it, emptiness. Just think back to any moment you can remember where you were extremely happy. Perhaps it was from spending quality time with people you love, going on a vacation, or simply enjoying your favorite meal, movie, or music. You'll quickly realize that any moment you can remember in which you were happy, it was simply because you did not want anything in that moment. In other words, we got the thing we wanted, and so the desire for it collapsed. And in that collapsing of the desire, we became totally satisfied with the shape that the present moment took. Let's say, for example, you saved up for a special luxury gift for yourself for the past 5 years. And the moment you acquired it, you were bursting with joy. We believed the joy we experienced was because the object gave us joy. But of course, that can't possibly be the case. The object or the thing has no actual meaning in and of itself. We ourselves give it all the meaning that it has. We were only happy because in that moment, we're no longer living under the assumption that I will be happier in the future when I get that person, place, or thing. So like a self-fulfilling prophecy, that's exactly what happened. It's not as if we place our hand on the person, place, or thing and we feel joy, and we take our hand off the person, place, or thing and then all of a sudden feel unhappy again. No. The person, place, or thing isn't giving us anything. Rather, we simply delayed our happiness to a future moment. And since we are the gods of our own reality, we have every right to do so. However, simply realize that when we got that prized object or thing, we were only happy because in that moment, we did not want to be anywhere else, doing anything else other than exactly what we were doing. In that moment, we moved into total alignment and agreement with the present moment. Perhaps then, happiness is not dependent on circumstances. And what if it were true? What if happiness is simply agreeing with the present moment? Let's say that you did not end up buying that expensive luxury object that you saved for, because instead there was a hurricane that leveled your house and you had to spend all that money on home repairs. Now, in this instance, the ego will tell you that this is a circumstance that implies that you must suffer. Yet the truth is, it is only a problem if you say that it is. Circumstances do not matter. Only our states of minds matter. So we could, for example, have the attitude of, okay, well, I thought that money was for that luxury item I was saving for, but now I see that it was actually meant to repair my house. And so that must be exactly what needed to happen. So simply because we agree with the present moment, we don't suffer. Because we agree with the present moment, we don't suffer. Again, it's only a problem if we say it is. We can't accurately predict the future. And so for this very reason, we do not perceive our own best interests. See this for yourself. Because we cannot accurately predict the future, we do not perceive our own best interests. Think about it. How often do we chase after things that we don't actually want? Isn't it the case that the things that we think will make us happy actually wind up making us miserable? The things that we think will hurt us actually make us stronger. We keep recreating the same problems for ourselves again and again, yet we think that we know what's really best for us. Yet see for yourself how we do not perceive our own best interest. In this being the case, we should instead remain mindful and learn to trust in life. Live with the assumption that everything is ultimately working out for your highest good. Live with the assumption that everything is ultimately working out for your highest good. This is called living from acceptance. And living from acceptance simply means we no longer seek to change, modify, or alter the moment, but we do stay open and receptive to what the moment is asking of us, all the while knowing that the moment is always working for our highest good. Indeed, as Buddha said, those who act with few desires are calm, without worry or fear. Namaste.